I was in the basement. It was in the house that we lived in like 16 or 17 years ago. And my wife was upstairs, and it was somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock. I think it was closer to 11 o'clock at night. And she called me, and I could tell by the tone of her voice that something was just really, really wrong. So I ran upstairs, and it was a ranch house, but it had this big bay window. And it had a porch right on the other side of this bay window with a metal railing kind of going through. And she just looked at me and she waved me over. She was like, "Come here, look outside." Okay, I looked outside, and there was this figure coming up this little, like 2 or 3 steps that were going down at the end. And it was like this tan parka. Around the parka, I don't remember anything being around it. She remembers, Cindy, she saw this whole thing. She remembers it being fur going around. It put its hand up on the railing, and it's like we kept a bowl of cat food out there. But it was like looking down toward that bowl, it put its hand up on the railing, but there was no hand. It was just the sleeve of the parka that stopped. And it stopped and froze and turned and looked right at me. And there was no face inside this parka. There was no face at all. And Cindy was like, "Ah!" It just yelled. Of course, I had this horrible icy feeling going down the back of my neck. And it's like, what is this? I still didn't believe it. And I watched it, and it took off running. And we had a gravel driveway. And if you've ever run on a gravel driveway, when you try to run really hard, you kick up stones, but it didn't. It was just this parka floating down the driveway. There were no legs, but its elbows were flying just really fast. I ran outside after it, and it was like 17 degrees. It was like the coldest night that we'd had to this point. And I chased it to the end of the driveway, and it was actually running. It was running from us. I don't want to throw my ego into it, but it was running from us. I got to the end of the driveway, and it was down by a streetlight, but it had changed. And this is going to sound even crazier than all this. It was a white Great Dane that was standing there looking at me. I swear. It was a white Great Dane. And then it turned and walked into the darkness and vanished. And I'm standing there, freezing. What the heck is this? So it's like, okay, logically, maybe it was just a dog down there walking around. Walk back up to the house, and I called the cops. I went back outside, a police officer came. It's like, look, okay, I know it's really late, and it's really cold, but there's a chance. It was like the size of a child. Are there any missing children, around? Have there been any reports filed? And it's like our neighbor, I see their lights on. They had a kid, that was about the same size. They knocked on their door. The kids are asleep. He told me, it's like, no, nobody has reported any children that are missing right now. So I just stood there, and I didn't tell him anything more. And he didn't add anything more except for to say, it's like, he just looked at me. He said, "You saw something really weird, didn't you?" It's like, "Yes, sir, I did."